Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lawrence Welk Show, celebrating more than 50 years on television. Now sit back and enjoy the show selected especially for public television.
Hello, I'm Bob Allen, executive producer of The Lawrence Welk Show and guest host of this program. Let's take a trip back more than 35 years when this program first aired in 1971. We're treated to some great songs and Welk stars, including Norma Zimmer singing Alice Blue Gown, Bobby and Sissy dancing to Top Hat, Dick Dale and Gail Farrell singing Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree. At the end of the program, I have a real treat for you. My special guest is the beautiful and multi-talented Mary Lou Metzger. She'll be sharing with us how she began in show business and her special memories of the Lawrence Welk Show. And now, here's the voice of Bob Warren to kick things off.
From Hollywood, the Lawrence Welk Network presents The Lawrence Welk Show, featuring hits and fashions through the years, starting with the Roaring '20s.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Eat an apple every day, get to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
Be careful crossing streets.
Ooh,
Don't eat meats.
ooh,
Cut out sweets.
ooh. You'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. Keep away from other boys when you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets.
Ooh,
Don't eat meats,
ooh,
cut out sweets.
ooh.
You'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum.
Keep away from other girls when you're on a spree.
Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
Yes, those clothes really bring back memories. The first money I ever made in the music business, I bought a second-hand raccoon coat for $35, only to find out the next day they had already gone out of style. But I wore it anyway. This evening we have a sort of musical fashion show. You'll hear the songs and see the clothes, which have been in style starting with the Roaring '20s right up to the '70s. The band plays a Gershwin song from 1924. Somebody Loves Me. Still a good dance tune today. Next, my friends, our lovely champagne lady, Norma Simmer. I think you ladies will love this pretty dress, and I'm sure everyone will enjoy this pretty song.
I once had a gown, it was almost new. Oh, the daintiest thing, it was sweet Alice blue, with little forget-me-nots placed here and there. When I had it on, I walked on the air, and it wore, and it wore, and it wore, till it went, and it wasn't no more. In my sweet little Alice blue gown, when I first wandered down into town, I was both proud and shy as I felt every eye, and in every shop window I'd prim passing by. Then in manner of fashion I'd frown, and the world seemed to smile all around, till it wilted, I wore it, I'll always adore it, my sweet little Alice blue
Wasn't that a nice rendition? Norma Simmer. She's lovely to look at and a joy to listen to. Arthur Duncan is always a snappy dresser, even in the style of the 30s. And of course, Arthur feels it's important to have a shine on your shoes. To a typical nightclub of the 1930s. I think you'll find the entertainment is still very enjoyable. First, two personable girls, Sandy and Sally.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes. Good authors, too, who once knew better, were words, now only use four-letter words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, and most guys today that women prize today are just silly gigolos. So though I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, and most guys today that women prize today are just silly gigolos. So though I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes.
Sandy and Sally. Just great, girls. Thank you very much. I predict big things for those two girls. I really do. In fact, I think that Sandy and Sally are going to be so big someday that they'll even be able to afford last names. You know, you're all familiar with that expression, east is east and west is west, but never the twain shall meet. Well, we're going to test that and see how true it is as we bring to you a violin virtuoso from the Boston Conservatory of Music and a great jazz guitarist from Adams, North Dakota. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Lavoti and Neil Levang. Joe Lavoti and Neil Levang. I guess the twain do meet. In fact, these boys are destined to go places. Just last week, they were invited to do a special concert at the White House, and after the concert, President Roosevelt took them aside and left them. But seriously, as that last joke apparently was, you've all seen that new dance team in the movies Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. You're all familiar with Fred and Ginger. Well, I feel very free in saying that this next couple, in the years to come, someday will be seen and enjoyed by more and a greater audience than Fred and Ginger ever could possibly imagine. Here they are, America's finest and fastest rising dance team, Bobby Burgess and Sissy King.
We're just putting on a top hat, tying up a white tie, brushing off our tails.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, 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 just remember that I've been true to nobody else but you. So just be true to me.
I won't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but you.
Anyone else but me.
Anyone else but you. No, 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 I won't start showing off all my charms in somebody else's arms. You must be true to me.
I'm so afraid that the plans we made underneath those moonlit skies will fade away, and you're bound to stray if the stars get in your eyes. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. You're my L-O-V-E.
I'm so afraid that the plans we made underneath those moonlit skies will fade away, and you're bound to stray if the stars get in your eyes. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. You're my L-O-V-E. You're my L-O-V-E.
Very pleasant, Gail Farrell and Dick Dale. Now here's Joe Feeney with a song that was very popular in England in 1942.
There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. There'll be love and laughter and peace ever after. Tomorrow, when the world is free. The shepherd will tend his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, when the world is free. The shepherd will tend his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, when the world is
Joe, wasn't it nice to hear that song again? Just like clothing fashions, dance band styles have changed through the years. The band of the late Glenn Miller really set the style in the early 40s and made a lasting impression on our music business. Here's one of Glenn's biggest hits, featuring Russ Klein on the saxophone, Bob Havens trombone, Peanuts Hucko clarinet, and Bob Smale piano. Remember, In the Mood.
That Glenn Miller song, In the Mood, is one of my all-time favorites, especially when danced to by Bobby and Sissy. Well, coming up is Hoop-de-Doo with Myra and Florin and the Musical Family, Everything is Beautiful, sung by Clay Hart, and a fun-filled cabaret with Bob Lito. Another reminder, at the end of the program, the beautiful Mary Lou Metzger will be joining me with some great stories about her career on the Lawrence Welk Show. Be sure and stay with us. And now, back to the show.
On with the show, and we're up to the 50s. One of the big hits just happened to be a lively polka, and we have 5 lovely girls to join Myron and the band. Sandy and Sally, Gail, Mary Lou, and Sissy.
Hoop-dee-doo, hoop-dee-doo, I hear a polka and my troubles are through. Hoop-dee-doo, hoop-dee-dee, this kind of music is like heaven to me. Hoop-dee-doo, hoop-dee-doo, it's got me higher than a kite. Hand me down my soup and fish, I am gonna get my wish. Hoop-dee-dooing it tonight. When there's a trombone playing rat-a-tat-tat-ta, I get a thrill, I always will. When there's a concertina stretching out a mile, I always smile, 'cause that's my style. When there's a fiddle in the middle, or really is a rhythm line, plays a tune so sweet, plays a tune so sweet that I could die. Lead me to the floor and hear me yell for more, 'cause I'm a hoop-dee-dooing kind of guy.
Hoop-dee-doo, hoop-dee-doo.
It's got me higher than a kite. Hand me down my soup and fish, I am gonna get my wish. Hoop-dee-dooing it, hoop-dee-dooing it, hoop-dee-dooing it tonight.
You know, Lawrence really gets carried away with those polkas. You just can't keep him out of those numbers. And I've never seen that much life in our girls. That's wonderful. And speaking of girls, girl singers were setting the musical styles in the 50s. And Rosemary Clooney had a big hit with a song titled Hey There. And we think you'll enjoy the way Tanya sings it for you.
Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be so wise. Hey there, you on that high-flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Better forget her with her nose in the air. She's got you dancing on a string. Break it and she won't care. Won't you take this advice I hand you like a brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other? Are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other?
Very, very nice tenure, and some fine piano work there by Bob Smale. One of the great musical shows of all time hit Broadway in 1956. My Fair Lady set the fashion in musicals for years to come. Now here's the band with one of the songs from the show, Get Me to the Church on Time. Gentlemen, very excellent. Very, very fine, boys. Jimmy Roberts recalls a song of the 50s, a pretty ballad with a Latin flavor, Annie McCory.
My life I'd give for you, Annie McCory. I only live for you, Annie McCory. I have but one desire, and it's to love you with all my heart, with all my soul, my whole life through. From stars I'll make your crown and kneel before you. I pray you'll take my hand, for I adore you. So open up the door leading to heaven, a heaven mine and yours, Annie McCory. Mine and yours, Annie McCory, Annie McCory.
Show people are very fussy about their clothes. And I'm sure our wardrobe lady, Rose Wise, will back me up on this statement. Here's a scene to prove my point. It features Mary Lou Metzger, Jack Emmel, Bobby Burgess, and Charlie Perlotto.
Okay, boys, take it from the top.
Yes, ma'am.
You must be kidding with those costumes.
Well, this is what the wardrobe department gave us, lady.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Pretty sharp, eh?
Sam, you made the coat and vest fit the best. You made the lining nice and strong. But Sam, you made the pants too long. You made the peak lapel look so swell. So who am I to say you're wrong? But Sam, you made the pants too long.
They got a belt, and they got suspenders, too. So what can he lose?
But Sam, what good are belts and what good suspenders when the pants are hanging over the shoes?
Hey, Sam, I feel a winter breeze up and down my knees. Yeah, and the belt. The belt is where the tie belongs.
'Cause Sam, 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 you made the pants too long.
They got a belt, and they got suspenders, too. So what can they lose?
But Sammy, what good are belts and what good suspenders when the pants are hanging over the shoes?
Hey, Sam, I feel a winter breeze up and down my knees. And the belt is where the tie belongs.
'Cause Sam, Sam, Sam,
Sam, Sam, Sam.
Sam, 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 you made the pants too long.
Well, I guess they had a right to be fussy. Next, we hear from our wonderful country singer, Clay Hard. Clay has a song of the 60s with a real good message. Girls, start it off.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer's night or a snow-covered winter's day. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. There is none so blind as he who will not see. We must not close our minds. We must let our thoughts be free. For every hour that passes by, you know the world gets a little bit older. It's time to realize that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
Everything is beautiful
In its own way, like a starry summer's night or a snow-covered winter's day. Sing it, children.
Everybody's beautiful.
Everybody's beautiful in their own way. And under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way. Under God's heaven, the world's gonna find a way.
Good philosophy and a fine song. It seems that songs and fashions go in cycles. And here's an example. The title song of a 1966 Broadway show with the flavor of the Roaring Twenties. Let's call on Bob Lido and the Hotsy Totsy Boys.
Yeah, Jack! Yes, sir!
Oh, what good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum, so come to the cabaret. Put down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Time for a holiday. Hey, life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow the horn. Start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use permitting a prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Say life is a cabaret, old chum. So come to the cabaret. Let's hear it, fellas. Ah, yeah. Here's Oh, yes. Oh, look at Lawrence dancing the hooker. Oh, golly, golly. Oh, we're having fun tonight. Yes, sir. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow the horn. Start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use permitting a prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Tell me, fellas. Oh, yes. So come to the cabaret. Ho! Oh, yes! That's the boy! That's my boy! Yes, sir!
And here we are in the 70s. Ken Dealer and our singers bring you the beautiful theme song of the hit movie Love Story.
Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? The sweet love story that is older than the sea. The simple truth about the love she brings to me. Where do I start? With her first hello, she gave a meaning to this empty world of mine. There'd never be another love, another time. She came into my life and made the living fine. She fills my heart. She fills my heart with very special things, with angel songs, with wild imaginings. She fills my soul with so much love that anywhere I go, I'm never lonely with her along. Who could be lonely? I reach for her hand. It's always there. How long does it last? Can love be measured by the hours in a day? I have no answers now, but this much I can say. I know I'll need her till the stars all burn away. And she'll be there. And
It's a beautiful song, and Ken, I really like that rendition. Well, with clothes and music changing so much in recent years, it's still nice to see a group of young people all dressed up and getting together for a little song fest. Let's join the crowd for Put On Your Sunday Clothes.
Put on your Sunday clothes when you feel down and out. Step down the street and have your picture took. Dressed like a dream, your spirits seem to turn about.
That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you feel as fine as you look.
Beneath your bowler brim, the world's a simple song that makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your slickers, your flannel knickers, your red suspenders and hose. Oh, there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes. Beneath your bowler brim, the world's a simple song that makes you feel brand new down to your toes.
Get out your slickers, your flannel knickers, your red suspenders and hose.
In your new straw hat,
And your silk cravat.
there'll be no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes.
I hope you enjoyed this program, Fashion and Hits Through the Years. Our special guest is the beautiful and multi-talented singer, dancer, actress, and producer, Mary Lou Metzger. Mary Lou, welcome, and did this program bring back some memories?
Oh, it certainly did. And in some ways, it was like I was seeing it for the first time. Back in the days when we taped these, we were also invested in our own performance and so much to think about that I don't think I ever really had the perspective of it as a show. And I see Jim Hobson's direction and how creative it was. Chuck Kuhn, our set designer, and Jack Denton, our lighting designer. It was about fashion, so Rose Weiss hit a home run, and Roselle Friedland and her hairstyles that matched every costume. Our wonderful orchestra. When I heard Joe Lavoti and Neil Levang play, I just felt so fortunate to be part of this amazing group of people.
Well, let's go back to the beginning. How did you get into show business?
Well, when I was a little girl, on Saturday mornings, little girls would either go to the roller skating rink or to dancing school. And I was lucky enough to go to dancing school. And my tap teacher danced in 42nd Street with Dick Powell, and my ballet teacher was in the Corps de Ballet at Radio City Music Hall. So I had some good training. And then I did a little theater production of Guest in the House. And when you're doing one thing, you hear about other things. I sang on the Steel Pier in Atlantic City on the Tony Grant Stars of Tomorrow show. It was a children's show. And then I did a play called Guest in the House, where I was a little girl that tried to fly out the window. And someone's agent came to see them in the show and said they were looking for a little girl to go out on the national company of The Music Man. And I went to New York and auditioned for that.
What was it like being on the road like that, and what age?
Well, I turned 11 on that trip, and for me it was a great adventure. We did 113 cities, 229 performances, and the cast was wonderful. The audiences were wonderful. My mom traveled with me, and to this day, I still have friendships with some of those people from those days.
Well, we're all wondering, Mary Lou, how did you really get on the Lawrence Welk Show?
Well, I was in college at Temple University. I was a music major back in Philadelphia. And at the time, there was a show on the air called the All-American College Show that Arthur Godfrey hosted. Mm-hmm. And they would get talented kids from around the country, from the different colleges and universities, and showcase them on television. Well, I pulled a boy from one of the accompaniment classes at Temple University and auditioned, and they were lovely, and they said, "We're booked about 6 weeks ahead, but we'd love to use you." And I thought that was the nicest way of saying, "Don't call us, we'll call you," I'd ever heard. Well, about a week later, they called. Someone had canceled on them, and they said, if we get you a ticket, can you come to California? And I did. And my mom just happened to ride the train with one of our local assemblymen, Bob Hawkinson. And he'd gone to college with Myron Florin at Augustana College. And he said, she should go to a taping while you're out there. And my mom and dad had had their first date to the Lawrence Welk Orchestra back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So it was kind of a pilgrimage for me to go see the taping. Well, back in those days, if Lawrence ever saw anyone young in the audience, he would always go up to them and say, do you sing? And I said, as a matter of fact, I'm out here to do the college show. And he handed me a microphone, and without accompaniment, he said, sing something. And I sang How Are Things in Glockamora. And he invited me back to his dressing room after the show. And I thought I was going to get an autographed picture to take home to my mom and dad. And instead, I got an invitation to come down to the Palladium that Saturday night and sing with the band. And it had just happened that Norma had decided to stop traveling with the show. She was just going to do the television show, and he needed one more person for a 3-week engagement at Harrah's Club in Lake Tahoe. So I came out thinking I had a 3-week summer job, and he kept me.
That's a beautiful story. You mentioned your mom a couple of times. What impact would you say she's had on your career?
Oh my gosh. My mom is my heart when it comes to my career. When I was little, she would play the piano and accompany me on my auditions. She has been my strongest support, my sharpest critic, my dear friend, and I think she would have had a wonderful career in this business. She didn't really like being in front of the camera, in the spotlight, but she could have been a wonderful publicist or promoter. She loves it so much.
You were on the Lawrence Welk Show, the original productions, for about 12 years.
Yeah.
What are some of your special memories?
Well, one of my special memories was being able to bring my mom and dad down to the studio and dance in the audience for the first time. Then all their friends back home got to call them and tell them that they'd seen them. And I loved dancing with Lawrence. I learned so much and was the luckiest person in the world to be teamed with Jack Immel. So much of what I've learned on the production end of things is Jack's creativity and imagination. I've been so fortunate, and getting to sing with Sandy and Gail.
You started out singing on the Lawrence Welk Show. How did they discover that you could dance?
I think that was Jack Immel. I remember it was a Halloween show, and Bobby and Sissy were doing a number. I believe they were scarecrows. And they wanted a little girl to kind of skip through the set and drop her basket of goodies. Well, I did sort of a follow the yellow brick road step through, and Jack said, I think she can dance. And he must have talked to Lawrence, because they called me into the dressing room after that. And Lawrence said, you see, you didn't know you could do that, did you?
Well, you've been quite active with the Actors Conservatory Ensemble, something called Double Date, and 4 Wonderful Women. What does all of that mean?
Actors Conservatory Ensemble is a producing theater company that some friends and I started in Los Angeles. We've an award-winning theater company. Uh-huh. And we started in 1990 out of a professional class that we took. And when our teachers passed away, we decided that we better put our money where our mouth was and start doing something. So we started a theater company, and we've been very successful, and we continue to this day. And Double Date was a doo-wop group that 3 of my friends and I started. We were in residence at Universal Studios for 11 years, from 1988 to 1999. And that started out, we saw they needed a group to open their Mel's Diner, their 50s area, up at the Universal Studios tour. And we went in and auditioned. We put a 4-song medley together. And they liked us, and they said, and what's your catalog of songs? And we just sort of looked at each other and said, you just heard it. So they liked us so much, they were willing to trust us. And we took a month, came up with about 60 songs, and 363 days a year, 5 shows a day. We were in residence at Universal.
And you're a Welk Show producer. How'd that get started?
That I owe to Larry Welk, who had faith in me to do something I knew nothing about. He was putting together a sales tape, and he asked me to pull some clips from the show because I was familiar with it. And midway through, he said, "Why don't you just go ahead and produce it?" Well, fortunately, one of my partners in Actors Conservatory Ensemble, her father produced commercials, and his production manager, Wendell Wethington, took me under his wing and walked me through the steps and taught me all the stuff I know about video. So I've been blessed to be surrounded by wonderful, wonderful people.
And you've been producing a Christmas show at Escondido for a number of years.
That's been so much fun because so often on the show, within our show, you only get to see a little bit of someone's talent. And when you can design a show around the people's talent, it lets you showcase them a little. And these are my pals. I love that.
Mary Lou, thank you. And thank you for joining us. And join us next week when you'll see Mary Lou again as your regular Welk Show host. Meanwhile, keep a song in your heart. Good night.